Today we're going to talk about why most patents don't make any money at all. Hey everybody, I'm JD Houvener, owner, founder, and patent attorney here at Bold Patents Law Firm. And I'm taking some time today on this video in a long form to go through all 5 of the mistakes that a lot of inventors make that lead to them getting patents, but they're not making any money. They're not valuable. So we're going to unpack, explore each of these 5 big mistakes, make sure you don't make any of them as we proceed here today. So check along the bottom, look at the timestamps, fast forward if you need to, but I do encourage you to pop along and stick with me through the whole video. You'll learn something here. Let's go through mistake number 1. This is all about why patents, a lot of patents, majority of them, never guarantee, never make meaningful revenue. Mistake number 1 is no commercial plan. Pretty simple, kind of probably what you expected. But without a plan, without a business plan, or a mode to make money, the patent will not, no matter how innovative or cool, fascinating, and cutting edge, if there's no way to actually sell it, either through making your own products, services, or through licensing sale, which we'll talk about later, and there's no actual capital being put in, no written or perceived plan, it will not happen. You as the inventor, oftentimes, if you're the only one in the group, in the operation, you've got to also serve as CEO. You have to play the role of CFO and Chief Operating Officer, not just the Chief Technology Officer, which most inventors fall into. And so what is best sometimes is if you are more technical and you want to be in the weeds and working on your inventions and you don't really want to bother with sales and marketing and hiring and firing and raising money, then you may consider joining forces. You may need to find a partner that has a background in business planning, has been there and done that with another product or solution. And so partnering can be one of the most valuable things at an early stage. Think about the most classic example, the biggest, most valuable company today, Apple. Started with Steve Jobs and Wozniak. Wozniak was the CTO, the inventor. Steve Jobs, more the CEO. Didn't mind the limelight, could lead. Wasn't necessarily the nicest guy, but they combined forces and made a wonderful, incredible company that we all know. So don't make mistake number 1. Don't go into inventing and getting a patent just to go through the process, just to be academic and to get the patent and then find out what's next. No. Don't waste your time and money. You need to have a plan before you file a patent application, before you spend time, money, and effort achieving the patent result. So let's go to mistake number 2. Sometimes inventions, they're solving a really cool, awesome problem, but it's the wrong problem. And without looking and asking and doing the research that it takes to know who the customer will be, you don't actually know what problem's being solved, and you end up solving the wrong one. As an inventor, we work with a lot of everyday inventors here at Bold, and oftentimes they're so excited because they have solved their problem, their own personal issue, and they make this assumption that everyone else in the market is like them. And without doing the research, without proving it, either through research or actually selling a product in the market, you don't know that that problem even exists. And so you end up with a patent, a solution, without a problem. You've probably heard about this issue. And so again, this invention that we've patented probably is cool, certainly novel and non-obvious, but nobody wants it except for you, the inventor. And now you've got to go push it and convince people and try to pry and promote, instead of finding a solution that people are looking for. So start with the solution. Start with proving it out. And you can do this through mechanisms, for example, like filing a provisional patent application and then testing the market. Once you've locked in your priority date, no one else can beat you to the patent office. You're protected. Now you can go test, validate, verify that you're not the only one that wants this solution. All right, mistake number 3, weak or narrow patent protection. So this is true so many times. Yes, to say the majority of patents don't make money, this is probably the number 1 reason why, is because they were filed by inventors, pro se, without attorney's guidance. And yes, they end up getting a patent, but the scope of the claims is so narrow that any competitor can easily design around it, and the value is diminished almost down to zero. In other words, even if you had someone infringing, you wouldn't be able to protect it because the scope is, again, way too narrow and lengthy. If competitors can easily work around your product, you just don't have the leverage. And that's the whole point of contributing, right? Giving knowledge to the US, the government. We give you a 20-year monopoly for exchange of your ideas. But if your idea is such a small incremental improvement, we're not willing to give you that much. Yeah, you can exclude others from doing that, but there's so many other ways to solve the problem. Don't come away with a weak or narrow patent. Have a bold patent. All right, mistake number 4, no go-to-market strategy. This is kind of similar to mistake number 1, not having a commercialization plan, but a market strategy is a little different. For a lot of inventors, a lot of everyday products, gadgets, consumer products, they're side hustles. Maybe you've got a side hustle too, and that's okay. You can be successful. I mean, you can have a profitable, revenue-generating product that is backed by patents if you do it right. But without a strategy, without a plan to license, sell, go direct to consumer, and having a plan there, it will not happen. Again, the most innovative, cool, awesome product that is locked into the patent on the document will stay on the document and will not move unless you do. So as the founder, as the CTO, maybe CEO, you can not make mistake number 1 or mistake number 4. Have a plan and then go to market. Actually sell your product. Don't make the mistake of coming up with the coolest plan ever, but then never actually go sell it. You have to offer it for sale and get it in front of a stranger. Sell your product, your service to a stranger. No better feedback than the open market. Last one here, mistake number 5 is no enforcement or leverage. Now, once you get the patent, if it's being infringed, it is your obligation to go find infringers, meaning there is no police, by the way. The USPTO will not enforce your patent for you. You have to go find the infringers. And so if you're monitoring the market, doing your diligence, doing what you're supposed to do, by the way, most inventors don't do this. But if you monitor the market, you can do that through automation, Google patent alerts, lots of different ways to do it. You can hire Bold to do the monitoring for you. That is where a lot of the value can come in. If you spot infringers, that can start a conversation. A business partner can emerge once you identify and address in a professional way, hey, company, you might be infringing my patents. Instead of me shutting you down, let's do business together, and I will share in a royalty of every single unit that's sold. Pretty cool, right? You can make a lot of money that way by looking at the market, noticing if there are any competitors that are using, making, or selling your product. All right, those are the big 5 mistakes and how a lot, unfortunately, so many patents don't get monetized, don't make money because they fall victim of 1 of 5 of these mistakes. So don't let that happen to you. If you're curious about the patent process, how to go about getting a patent the right way and not making these mistakes, book a free discovery call on our website right here below. I'm JD Houvener, wishing you a great day. Go big, go bold.